What's up, YouTube? Welcome to ExceedTheHype.com. It's your boy Lucrecio coming at you with another video. Alright, so this video is the 5 reasons Paul George is about to have the best season of his career. Alright, I think the move to Oklahoma City will be a big deal for Paul George's career, and he will have a career season. Alright, and these are the 5 reasons why. First, let's talk about what his current best season is. Right. So Paul George's best season, in my opinion, was last year. There are some stats. The PER says that technically it was the year before, but in my opinion, last year was his best statistical season. He averaged 23.7 points per game, pretty good. 6.6 rebounds, which is impressive. 3.3 assists. There was last season he averaged 4.1, so he could improve in that area or whatever. 46% from field goal shooting and 39% from the 3-point range, right? So really good numbers all across, but in my opinion, next season he will do even better than this, and these are the 5 reasons, all right? Reason number 5, the spotlight. So let's talk about the spotlight that he's facing in OKC. A year ago, right, before Kevin Durant went there, when Kevin Durant was in OKC and the Golden State Warriors had a budding rivalry. Every single game they played that season, they played 3 times that season. Every game was on the biggest platform the NBA had to offer, ABC, Saturday Night Basketball. Every game they played was on ABC, because we all remember the Steph Curry half-court game-winning shot or whatever, which was absolutely amazing. That whole game was awesome, but every game was on national TV. That's the platform Paul George is stepping into, and that's not even talking about like the shoe deal and all the endorsements and all that stuff. It's just talking about straight basketball. He's literally just stepped into the biggest rivalry going in the NBA right now. I mean, you could say Cleveland or Golden State may have something there too, or whatever. As far as heated, well, I guess, but definitely one of the biggest rivalries in the league going right now. And he's stepping right into it. Paul George is about to get the big push from everything, from the NBA, from ESPN, from TNT, from everything, right? Also, we're going to see Paul George everywhere next year. We're going to see him on more Gatorade commercials, not just the Gatorade Flow or whatever. We're going to see him on the Nike commercials because he's their new signature athlete or whatever, and now he's gonna be getting the push from the NBA as well. We're gonna see him everywhere. Also, he's gonna be on national TV a lot just because Russell Westbrook is one of the biggest draws the NBA has to offer right now. In my opinion, the biggest draw in the NBA is still LeBron. He's still almost 6'10" and runs like a freaking deer or whatever. It's ridiculous to watch him play even now. So that's the biggest draw or whatever. Then you have the Curry show where, you know, it's amazing to watch this guy shoot and the whole team, you know, shoot all these threes or whatever and blow teams out or whatever. That's a big draw. And then after those two, Westbrook is the biggest draw in the NBA. Like, to see him carry that team last year, to see him get the triple-double, to see him break the record, all that stuff, Westbrook was the big news in the NBA for most of last season. So he's the 3rd biggest draw, in my opinion, after LeBron and Steph Curry. And once again, Paul George is stepping right into that big spotlight. It's a huge spotlight, and he's, in my opinion, he's going to rise to the occasion, all right? So that's reason number 5. Reason number 4, I think he's going to have his best offensive season because he won't have to work on defense. Like, Paul George is widely known as a two-way player. He's almost in the same category as like Kawhi Leonard or whatever. And a few years ago, a lot of people considered Paul George a lot better than Kawhi Leonard, but that's not the point. But he has a reputation for being a two-way player. He's an excellent defender and all stuff like that. But in my opinion, this next season will be one of the easier seasons for him because now, as far as the wing player goes, he won't have to guard the best wing player on the other team every night. That won't be his job to do it because that's Andre Robertson's job, right? So defensively, Andre Robertson is going to be the guy doing most of that defensive dirty work on the perimeter. He's going to be, you know, helping defensively, of course. They're going to be a stout defensive team. and he's gonna have Steven Adams behind him to protect the rim. So defensively, it's gonna be the least amount of work that he had to put in defensively his whole career up to this point. All right, and because of that, he's going to allow him to conserve more energy throughout the season, and he's going to have a better all-around season next season. All right, so reason number 4 was the defensive help that he's going to get from both Andre Robertson and then having the big guy behind him in Steven Adams. All right, reason number 3. His stats are going to jumble a little bit. Like the rebound that he got, the 6.6 rebounds, which is very impressive for somebody playing this position on the perimeter, is very impressive, but he won't get that. He's not going to get that 6 rebound. They have too many big guys. They have, with Steven Adams, they have Cancer. They have, Patrick Patterson will be in there helping on the boards, even though he's not the best rebounder. And then you have Russell Westbrook coming to steal some of the rebounds too. So he's not going to get that 6 rebounds. But one thing he's going to be able to do is that the 3.1 or 3.4, whatever I just said, assist that he's getting, that's going to go up. And it's going to go up past the 4.1 that he had the season before. He's going to get more assists because he's going to get more opportunities, more playmaking opportunities, because he's going to play a lot when Russell Westbrook is off the court. But even with Russell on the court, he's a great ball handler. He's a really good passer. He's one of the high IQ basketball players that we have. So he's going to have a lot of playmaking duties, and that assist number is going to go up, even though the rebounds may go down. All right, very underrated passer. So even though those rebounds are going to drop a little bit, the assist will go up. Reason number 2, the game will be as easy as it's ever been for Paul George in this situation. He's going to shoot a higher three-point percentage because he's not going to have to make his own threes. He's going to get a lot of catch and shoot shots. He's going to get a lot of open shots because of Westbrook's pressure on the defense. When he's attacking that defense and getting into the guts of that defense or whatever, they always are going to have to collapse to try to stop him, and he's going to be able to kick it to Paul George. He's going to be able to kick it to whatever other shooters they have that are shooting a good percentage that season. Paul George is going to be one of them. So those are shots that he hasn't been able to get up to this point. If you think about the teams he's played for, the team he had the most success with was the team with George Hill, which, as good of a point guard as George Hill is, he was not the biggest penetrate and kick guy or whatever. And then you have, teams when he had Hibbert and David West and stuff, he'd have to create for those guys. It was not a situation where he'll be, just hanging out at the three-point line or whatever when the defense collapsed. Not that he's going to always be open or whatever, but he's going to get more open opportunities than he has seen. In my opinion, he's going to get a lot more opportunities to catch and shoot the ball and connect, and a less of a situation where he has the ball at the top of the key and he has to ISO and create something against the defender. Though he can do that and he can do it well, he's not going to have to do it as much. That type of basketball for a superstar or a star player or whatever is very tiring throughout the course of the game. As we saw in the finals, as we saw in the playoffs with John Wall, as we see all the time, as we saw with Kevin Durant when he was there before they, because there was a lot of ISO, him and Russell Westbrook or whatever. Hopefully it's less ISO, more catch and shoot, more situations where Paul George doesn't have to work as hard on offense. And also, I believe Billy Donovan really has a lot of potential. When Kevin Durant was there, it was Billy Donovan's first year taking over for Scott Brooks. I don't feel like Billy Donovan got the most out of what he was coaching. I feel like since then he's gotten better and he's gotten more creative. And as we saw with what he does with Andre Robertson, I think he will put Paul George in a lot of situations where he could succeed, and it's going to just make the game a lot easier for him. All right, reason number 1 is none other than he's just playing with Russell Westbrook. He's just going to the game is going to continue to get easier. We'll see that PG will notice that the defenses will not be able to put pressure on him the way they did when he was in Indiana. You're not going to see a lot of double teams on Paul George. You still will see some, but it's not nearly going to be nearly as many as he saw in Indiana, because in Indiana he was the main guy. You just had to shut him down and prevent him from being able to beat you or whatever, and there was not another star on that team. In this case, the defense will be geared towards trying to shut Russell Westbrook down and stop him from killing you by attacking the basket over and over again. So defense is going to be less concerned with Paul George, and he's going to be able to score a lot easier. He will see a lot more open opportunities than he's ever seen. If you think about it, last year, Jeff Teague, even though he was pretty good in Atlanta, he wasn't necessarily super good in Indiana and was not able to create a whole lot of stuff for Paul George or whatever the way Russell Westbrook will be able to. And also, I think Paul George, like I said, we'll see a spike in his assist or whatever, and he'll be able to use his playmaking abilities a little bit more to elevate his teammates with his passing, whether it's Cantor, whether it's Steven Adams, who I also think will take another step forward this season, whether it's Westbrook himself when he's playing off ball, whether it's anybody, the Terrence Ferguson young guy. He's going to be able to elevate his teammates, and he's going to be able to score easier than he ever has. And those are the 5 reasons I think he's going to have a career season this year. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, if you agree, just comment, like the video or whatever. If you enjoyed watching the video, I appreciate everybody's viewership of my channel and my videos. All right, see you next time.